بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. We're gonna start with another session of the stories of the Prophet عليه السلام, and we had reached the story of Daud عليه السلام, so that's the story we're gonna cover today. We might not be able to do Sulaiman, so we'll do the story of Daud, which is a bit short and easy. And then next week we'll start the story of Sulaiman alayhi salam. Again, we're remaining with about maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 stories, maybe less, to finish this whole series of the stories of the Prophet. And inshallah, we can see what to do after that. But we can start brainstorming on the same as well. All right, so let's begin. Sultana?
Jesus. Qissatu Daud alayhi salam. So the story of Daud alayhi salam. Istata'a nabiyallahi Daud alayhi salam.
So who was?
Okay, so Nabiyullahi. So this is a file. Ji. Okay. Istata'a nabiyullahi Daud.
Beautiful.
Daud, because this will be the file. Ji. Alayhi salam. Qatala Jalut. قتل جالوت السلام قتل جالوت الذي كان عدوا لله ثم مكن الله لداود في الأرض إذ أتاه الملك ووهبه الحكمة حكمة وسخر له عدة معجزات عدة معجزات
So maybe let's try and translate so far.
So istata Nabi Daud alayhi salam. So Daud alayhi salam was able to qatala Jaluta, to kill Jalut. Allazi, he who kana was aduwan lillahi, was what to say, dushman is enemy of Allah. Summa, then makkana Allahu li Dawuda. Makkana yum tamkin. That is, he gave, sister. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave.
Yeah, established or
established Daud alayhi salam on the earth. Or he had sent him, okay, on earth. If atahul mulku is means that he gave him the kingdom. When he gave him the kingdom.
Yeah. So this is, you can either translate it as when, or you can just not translate it at all. You can say it's like beginning, introducing a sentence. Like sometimes we have fa of introducing a sentence, isti'nafiyya, waw isti'nafiyya, something like that. This is could also be isti'nafiyya. Because he's saying ثُمَّ مَكَّنَ اللَّهُ لِدَاوُودَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Then he established Dawood on the land. And you see these columns is like basically how did he do it? أَتَاهُ اللَّهُ الْمُلْكَ وَوَهَبَهُ الْحِكْمَةَ. So yeah, he's like explaining how Allah established Dawood on the earth. Okay.
وَهَبَهُ الْحِكْمَةَ, he gifted him the wisdom. وَسَخَّرَ لَهُ عِدَّةُ الْمُعْجِزَاتٌ. Like Sakhara is Sakhir Taskhir. He gave him the miracle, sister.
Yeah, so
multiple miracles.
Sakhara is to make something be of service to you. So to subjugate or to exploit, maybe even like to make something be under you. Yeah, to make something be under you. So Allah subjugated, or we can even say gave him, but the idea is that he was able to do certain miracles.
Yeah. منها تسبيح الطير والجبال. تسبيح
تصبيح
الطير.
بس.
It can be
So
file, right?
this is
سبح
an اسم.
يسبح تسبيح. سبح يسبح
that's fine.
تسبيح
Yeah,
الطير.
but why طير?
Because this is the file
of
of تسبيح.
تسبيح is an اسم مصدر and it's
تسبيح.
light. It doesn't
हाँ.
have al. So
Oh, so تسبيح الطير. अच्छा,
تسبيح
yeah.
الطير.
Okay, yeah. हाँ. تسبيح الطير والجبال معه.
Yes.
Okay. منها. So from it were تسبيح الطير were the birds and the mountains. With him.
Doing tasbih with him.
تسبيح. وقد اهترف داود وقد اهترف داود عليه السلام. تشكيل الحديد.
تشكيلة اسم مفعول به of احترف.
وتشكيل الحديد على هيئة على هيئتي التي يريدها.
Beautiful. Let's translate that.
وقد and indeed اهترف الاعتراف. It is surrounded, sister.
So I'll help you with this one. احترف is to professionally practice something or do something. So
okay, Daud alayhi salam practiced.
Yes.
अच्छा.
He practiced تشكيل الحديد.
الحديد. It is from the iron, right? تشكيل. I don't know.
So تشكيل from شكل, which is a form
شكل.
or a shape. So formation or molding, you can even say.
Molding of iron.
Yes.
Iron mold?
Yes, molding iron. Oh, yeah. Molding of iron.
Okay, molding of iron. Upon. Hayati. Upon Hayati is like a armor, sister.
This is either shape or again form or an appearance. هيئة is used for those words. So وقد احترف داود عليه السلام تشكيل الحديد على الهيئة التي يريدها. He practiced, or Dawood was professional in the practice of molding iron in whatever shape. على الهيئة in whatever shape التي يريدها. In whatever shape
he wanted which
it.
he desired.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In whatever shape he wanted. Yeah.
He wanted. وبرأ فيها بشكل كبير. وبرأ فيها بشكل كبير, into a large shape. وبرأ.
So برأ is فعل ماضي. He excelled.
He excelled.
He became good at it.
Okay. He excelled in it. That is with the bigger shape.
You can say to a great extent. بشكل. So this بشكل كبير, to a great extent, or to greatly. You can even say greatly, like he excelled in it greatly. بشكل كبير. شكل is also like like a form or an extent, or extent I think works best here. Yeah.
فكان يصنع الدرو يصنع الدرو يصنع الدرو وكان يصنع الدروع.
Yeah, الدروع. Yeah. So this is from درع, درع, which is now the armor, the metal armor, the suit. Yeah, the chain link armor. One is called درع and plural is دروع. There are other plurals as well, I think أدراع or some other plurals, broken plurals as well. So this is one of them, دروع.
دروع.
Mhm.
And they were the armors, sister?
Yes, this is the
This
armors.
now they were the armors. Okay.
Yeah.
قال تعالى ولقد آتينا
Mhm.
داود منا فضلا يا جبال أوبي معه والطير وألنا له الحديد
Mhm.
أن يعمل سابغات وقدر في السرد وعملوا صالحا إني بما تعملون بصير.
Beautiful.
كما
Mhm.
أنزل الله على داود أنزل الله على داود كتاب الزبور زبور.
زبوري.
قال تعالى وآتينا داود زبورا
زبورا.
ووهبه سليمان عليه السلام. قال سبحانه ووهبنا لداود سليمان نعم العبد إنه أواب.
Beautiful. So that's basically the end of the story of Dawood. I'm just gonna maybe like give an explanation of, not really an explanation, but just translation of this ayat that were mentioned here. So he says, فَكَانَ يَصْنَعُ الدُّرُوعَ. So he used to, like Dawood, used to make the armor, the armors or the suits, the chain link suits. قال تعالى, Allah said, or exalted be he said, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ مِنَّا فَضْلًا. We have certainly given, or we certainly gave Dawood, especially from us, fadl. And fadl is an interesting word because fadl means something that is extra. Like if I've given you something and then I give you extra, that's what fadl is. Yeah. So
Okay.
especially from us, minna is, of course, muqaddam here. And Allah is saying, we gave Dawood, especially from us, extra, fadl. Ya Jibal. And now he goes on to explain Ya Jibal. What is this fadl? Some of the fadl that we gave to Dawood, or Allah Azza wa Jal gave to Dawood. Ya Jibalu awwibi ma'ahu wat-tayra. So mountains, awwibi. This is from what is this? Yu'awwibu. Yes, awwaba yu'awwibu.
So this is Amr.
Yes, this is Amr.
Avvibina. It should be Avvibina, sister.
Exactly. Because it's Jibal, broken plural.
Tawvibina. It was Tawvibina.
Because it's a command.
Okay.
So awibi. Yeah.
Awibi.
Yeah. So awwaba, or this aba, to basically return, repeat. And here it means like echo, repeat with the ma'ahu, with Dawood, what tayra, and also the birds, like the mountains and the birds, repeat with him, echo with him, mention with him the tasbih, basically. So that's basically what's happened. Now the question that I had in mind is that you have what tayra, and so I was asking myself, why is this nasab? Here we have ya jibalu, here we have what tayra. So what is this atuf to? What do you guys think? Any ideas?
So this should be for Ya Jibalu. Is it for Huruf Nida, sister?
You're on the right track. Yes.
Yeah.
So what is this Jibal?
Jibalu is this is Mukassar, Jama Mukassar. So because this is Huruf Nida, Munada. This is Munada. Jibalu.
Yes, this is Munada. And we know of the many things that are mansub, Munada is one of them. Munada has to be mansub. Like for example, when we say Ya Abdallahi, Abda is mansub. Okay? And the thing is, when the mudaf is not given the mudaf ilay, it kind of tends to be a brat. Even in this case, we saw that in qabl, min qablu, instead of min qabli, it takes a dhamma. So a similar thing happened here with munada. Munada, here there's no mudaf ilayh, so it takes a dhamma instead. But according to grammar, munada is always supposed to be mansub. So in this case, we would say that this jibal is marfu' lafdhan, but mansub mahallan. See, so it's fi mahalli nasab. There's a dhamma on it, but it's fi mahalli nasab, or it's mansub mahallan. Yeah. And because it's mansub mahallan, whatever we do atuf on it also becomes mansub. And that's why it's what tayra. Although in another qira'at, I read that you can actually read this as what tayru. So it can match it in lafz, in wadin, or it can match it in mahal. Fi mahalli nasab, or it could be just marfu. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
So had it been tayru also, so it wasn't a problem. It could have been tayru also.
Yes, and there's actually a qira'ah of the Quran that is read wa tayru.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before going further, actually, I just want some clarification. If it's like because munada can be marfu, but it's mansub when it is a mudaf. But I don't see a logic of jibal to be a mudaf here. If it's a mudaf, then what could be its possible mudaf ilay?
Okay, so it's not really a mudaf case here, but I was just bringing that point to like bring the similarity why it's like this. Actually, the rule is munada is always mansub. That's the rule. And I know we learned that, it only becomes mansub if it's a mudaf, but actually the mudaf is the normal version. This is the abnormal version. When it's like this is going contrary to the rule. Yeah, because so if you have just a single, like you say ya Muhammadu, yeah, you don't say ya Muhammada. So if it's just a single word like that,
even ya adamuskun, even in that ya adamu,
exactly,
so it will be in the same way.
So if you have a single word like that, it takes on a dhamma. But we will say the i'rab of it is that it is mansub mahallan, because munada is always supposed to be mansub. That's the default status. But this one is the exception. Yeah, so that's kind of like how they look at it. Normally, when you have just a single isim like this, it takes on a dhamma. Yeah, but it's supposed to be nasab, always.
Nasab.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then, so the ayah continues, وَأَلَنَّا لَهُ الْحَدِيدَ, and we softened iron for him. We made the iron soft for him, so he could mold it and make things. Why? أَنِعْمَ الْسَابِغَاتِ, make armor. So sabiqat here, long garments of armor. That's what is being said here. وَقَدِّرْ فِي السَّرْدِ, and measure the links. You know how you make the armor, the chain link armor, is you make small, what are they called? Small round, not really round, but
chains, like entangled chains, like.
Yes, exactly. So Allah is telling Dawood, and make sure that you measure those links, those chain links, like you do it so tightly and so nicely and so in a measured way, so that you have beautiful and functional and practical armor. You know, when you have like a good armor, you have like very small chains, so that nothing can penetrate it. So even Allah is basically teaching Dawood how to do it. This is how you do a good armor, you know. You have to measure even the links. وَأَعْمَلُوا صَالِحًا, and be righteous and do righteous deeds. إِنِّي بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ, I'm watching you. إِنِّي بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Certainly about what you're doing, especially, I am fully watching. I am seeing everything that you're doing. So it's interesting that Dawood alayhi salam is the apprentice of Allah. Like, you know, like when you're in a workshop and you have your teacher and he's teaching you how to do something, like you, Sultana, probably in med school, and you have your, is it superintendent or something? I don't know what they're called. And they're watching you as you do an operation, and you're so this is basically what's happening. Subhanallah, can you imagine Allah as your it's beautiful. the relationship that prophets alayhim salam had with Allah. It's really something amazing to even read about, you know. And then كما أنزل الله على داود كتاب. So
Sister Ham, before going to that, because here we see wa'malu, it's like a plural. So there is an iltifat, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting. I didn't even notice that.
And bima ta'maluna basir. So who is like who's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressing in this part of the ayah?
If I don't know.
It is for the mountains and the Tairna, sister.
I don't think so. I think it's the army of Dawood. Or obviously, Dawood also has other people that he's working with, because you don't make an armor for one person. You make an armor for an army. Yeah. So probably there are I don't know, blacksmiths and other people that are working under him, because he's a king again. Like he's not even like a small person. Like he's a king, so he has also his army of workers, and he's making sure. So while Allah is watching Dawood is also watching probably some other people work. SubhanAllah. Again, like it shows you how we have to be vigilant in our work, and also the people who are under us, and to make sure that everybody is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. If we're in a position of power, we have to make sure that those who are under us are doing salih. They're i'malu salih, and all of you better make sure that you're doing exactly what is required of you. وَقَدِّرْ فِي السَّرْدِ. Make sure that you're measuring the chain links beautifully. And I haven't read the tafsir of this part, honestly. So I'm just guessing that that's what's happening. Wallahu alam. I don't think it goes back to the mountains and the birds. I think it goes back to now the army and the people under the kingdom of Dawood alayhi salam, because he was a king and a prophet at the same time. That's amazing. I thank you for pointing that. I'm going to read on this, because I like interesting things like this. Yeah, because it was initially talking about Dawood. وَأَلَنَّ لَهُ. It was just single, and then i'malu. Right. Interesting. Nice point. Unless you have anything else to add, that's just at the top of my head. Okay. So then he talks about how another thing, like, so all these are points that the story is mentioning about how Allah established Dawood on the land. So first of all, the different mu'jizat that he was given. So he was given the mu'jiza of tashkil al-hadid, changing or molding iron, and this is the evidence that they gave. And then كما أنزل الله على داود كتابا. So this is the other kind of mu'jiza that he was given, Zabur. He was given the mu'jiza or the miracle of the Zabur, the book. And he quotes the evidence here, وَآتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ زَبُورًا, and we gave Dawood Zabur. So, and we know Zabur is one of the books that we have to believe in. Of course, it's no longer there. We have in the Bible this, I think is it the Song of Psalms? I'm not really sure. Let me not speak about things I don't know. But yeah, there's some idea about it, but it's not exactly the Zabur. Like whatever is in the Bible is not the Zabur. Yeah, and we know that they changed a lot. But this is one of the books that we have to believe in as Muslims. Then وَوَهَبَهُ سُلَيْمَانَ عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامُ قَالَ سُبْحَانَهُ. And this is the other way in which Allah established Dawood. He was given Sulaiman as a present, as a gift. And we know children are gifts. This is how Allah describes them in the Quran. Always this verb, wahaba, is used with family and children. So every time your kid is making you want to pull your hair, and I don't know the experience because I don't have kids, but every time that is happening, just remember it's a gift from Allah. Whatever you're going through, it's a gift from Allah. Especially when they're teenagers.
Even the pain.
Yes. Yeah, especially the painful parts, or the parts that drive you insane, and you turn red from anger. You're like, I just want to, I don't know what to do with you. Remember, they're a gift. So Allah says, وَوَهَبْنَا لِدَاوُودَ سُلَيْمَانَ نِعْمَ الْعَبْدُ إِنَّهُ أَوَّابٌ. And Allah praises Dawood by saying, نِعْمَ الْعَبْدُ. What an amazing servant he was. And again, this is not, you see, this is the التعجب. We talked about this, صيغة التعجب. نِعْمَ الْعَبْدُ. Actually, this is not صيغة التعجب. It's more like مدح, praise. The صيغة of, praise. So you can already see that it's exaggerated because we're using praise. So that's a balagha thing. And then Allah praised him as a servant. Because again, in the Quran, the highest title you can have is the title of a servant. Because that's how the Prophet ﷺ is described in the entire Quran, as abd, abdana, abdahu, or abduhu. So the Prophet ﷺ is given the title of abd in the Quran so many different times, more than even his mention of his own name, Muhammad. Like Muhammad is mentioned less times than his description of Abd. So this is an honor. Not only is it exaggerated by using the praise, the madah way of saying it, but it's also called the servant, which is an honor to be the servant of Allah. We should all feel honored to be the slaves of Allah, subhanallah. So every time we look at this and we think, oh, it's an honor to be a slave, a servant of Allah. Innahu awwab. He was constantly returning. And what made him such an amazing servant of Allah? Because he was constantly turning back to Allah. Constantly turning back to Allah. Like, it's not even, you would imagine something amazing, like he was praying the whole night, or I don't know, like he was doing some amazing thing that we cannot even imagine. No, he was just constantly turning back to Allah. Like every time he feels he's gone far from Allah, he turns back to him. Just the act of turning back to, that's it. It's not something unachievable, something, subhanallah. This is how Allah describes the most excellent, most amazing servants of his. He was just constantly turning. The other, it reminds me of Ibrahim and how Ibrahim alayhi salam is described in the Quran. Just a salihin. That's how Ibrahim is described, as a salih. You would expect, I don't know, some big, massive description, because Ibrahim alayhi salam, the things that he did, it's unimaginable. I mean, when we just came from this, the week of Eid and the week of Dhul Hijjah, where basically we are celebrating Ibrahim. The talk is just Ibrahim and his wife Hajar and Ismail, and the whole Hajj is about Ibrahim alayhi salam. You know, and the way the Quran describes him is just Salih, Abd, just Abdana. Subhanallah, it's truly amazing when I read things like this.
I think that today I was just listening to Nauman Ali Khan's one lecture. The word Muslim was given by Ibrahim alayhi salam itself. So they were saying,
هو سماكم المسلمون مسلمين من قبل. He's the one who named you Muslim. Interesting, subhanallah. And he defines like submission to Allah. Like if you just listen to, there's no hesitation. Allah tells him submit, and he just submits. Allah gives him a test and he says done. Like no questions, no hesitation, no, like complete tawakkul. I don't even know how to explain that. It's truly amazing, Ibrahim, the character. I really look forward to meeting him. May Allah make us among those who meet him and be in his company. That would be awesome. Imagine in Jannah, we are sitting next to Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam, Ishaq alayhi salam, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we're just chilling. So amazing. Yeah.
Maybe at the same pace like kun fayakun. To that extent.
Yeah. May Allah make enter us into al-firdaus al-a'la. Ameen ya Rabb. Any other reflections or additions or something that came to your mind? It's a very short story. Nothing much to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something here where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave, it was mentioned in the story that he gave him different mu'jizat and like that. And another place in the Quran, I don't remember the surah, which surah I was reading. But over there it was mentioned like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given like Atayna Dawood al-hikmata wa fasl al-khitab. So he was blessed with the wisdom and fasl al-khitab, like how do you say
Concise
it?
speech.
Yeah, so that was
Or
also one of the other gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Dawood alayhi salam with.
yeah, and you know, he also would like they would say in the hadith, and you know, he had a beautiful voice, and that's why, you know, the angels and the birds used to sing with him, and not really sing, but more like recite, you know, and do
Recitation also, no,
tasbih.
sister?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Can you imagine? I don't even like how would mountains sound like doing tasbih? Like, have you ever wondered? That would be, I mean, birds we can imagine, but mountains, subhanallah.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes I
think
want
so
to go
it's the
to
same like
Jannah.
assumption, sister.
Yeah.
No, it's like the same assumption. Once they say once in NASA people, once they go, we can hear a goonj there. They say it is a different voice what we listen. Might be the angels. We suspect that, right? That's a different voice. Even when we go deep into the sea, the way the water gushes, and it's quite silent beneath.
Right.
But even there is some type of echoing thing, like what we see on the Discovery Channel, where I experience the voices of those might be.
Wallahi, so true.
Right? Where
Yeah.
we are not able
It could
to
be.
hear.
That could be the thing, you know, the different voices. I mean, sometimes I want to go to Jannah and just watch. Like, I ask Allah, Ya Allah, show me how. Like, how did the mountains do tasbih? Like, I want to see this. I want to experience. Or just to go back where Musa parted the ocean, not the ocean, the sea. I just want to see water not moving. Like, subhanallah,
Okay,
it's
they were
pretty
made to
amazing.
stand tall, sister, with the separate thing, like walls. The gushing of water
Yeah,
was made to stand. So,
yeah. You can imagine water just taking a shape, like, and stopping there. It's truly amazing. Subhanallah. Yeah. So Dawood is an interesting, and again, I would also just like to know, why did Adam, of all the people, like, can you imagine billions
why
and
did Adam?
billions and billions? So Adam, when he was created and he was shown us, all of us were just lined up, and Adam was shown, this is everyone that's gonna come from you, right? And then he saw Dawood, and he was like, who's that guy? From I don't know, trillions, I don't even know how many. It's like, Dawood, that's the guy I'm seeing. Like, why not me? I mean, okay, fine, not me, I'm nobody, but the Prophet ﷺ is right there, right? So I would like to just sit with Adam and just be like, okay, so what did you see in Dawood? Tell me. You know.
Wow, nice assumptions.
Yeah, I have a crazy imagination like that. Subhanallah. Yeah. Any other
Good to go
things?
there, I think. Let Allah make easy for all of us.
I mean,
it is really like a fantasy, no, sister. When we read and we assume, like what they say, this is what it's going to happen, this is what is there, all this.
Yeah, and it makes you look forward to it, right? Like, it makes you want to do more so that you can go there, so that you can experience it. Like, even the ayat about Jannah, and you can't, you're imagining, but you know what you're imagining is not even the thing. Like, you're trying so hard to imagine, and it's so amazing you can't even imagine it, but it's still not it. Like, it's so mind-boggling. Subhanallah. Yeah, it makes you, it motivates you. It makes you just, yeah, I want to go there. I really, really want to go there. May Allah make us among those who go there. I mean. Any other additions that you guys want to add? Because we're almost at time. So
this awab is again from tawab, sister. Tauba. So this comes from that. Like the meaning was?
No, that's taba yatubu. This is the aba yaubu, I think. This is the different word.
Is it again returning? No, the meaning wise, is it both returning or no?
Yeah, both of them, they have the same meaning of returning.
Returning,
yeah. So we just use taba yatubu for asking forgiveness.
Forgiveness,
yeah. For repenting, taba yatubu.
Repenting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and actually I've noticed there's several words for returning. I think anaba is also another one. And there's several ones, so it would be interesting to know why Allah used this particular one here. And not
Ja with ba is again come.
Ja'a,
that is
yes,
coming.
that's to
with
come.
ba. He came to them
bring.
with
That's to bring. Yeah. Ja'a be to bring. Yeah.
We brought to them.
Yeah, maybe I might research this, look into some tafsir and see what they said, or rather this word in particular. What other nuances, what other meanings does it have? Because Allah is praising, like this is can you just imagine Allah praising you for all, like for the rest of time, for us to just read Ni'am al-Abd, he was such an excellent slave. So I mean,
declared now, sister.
For the rest of time, he's an excellent slave. You have to wonder, what exactly did he do? So yeah, maybe it would be interesting to know what flavors of this word are there. That'll be interesting. And of course, this is part of, he doesn't say this about Daud only. He says this Ni'am al-Abd innahu awwab about several, I think, other prophets in the surah. So it would be also interesting to know, like, these prophets who are praised like this. Like, what's the link between all of them as well?
This is Ismail file then.
Yeah, this is Ismail. Yeah.
Ismail file. With Mubaligha. And this is what to say?
Yes.
Mushabba. Sifa Mushabba, na sister?
I think it's Mubalagha. Ghaffar.
Yeah. Ghaffar. Ji.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah. So probably next week will be a bit longer because the story of Sulaiman is a bit longer. We'll see if we are able to finish it. That's fine. If we're not able to finish it, we'll just stop halfway, and we can complete it the other week, inshallah. Okay. I think we can safely end there. It was a fun session, short, but alhamdulillah, a lot of reflections, so that's great. We can stop there. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا.
وإياكم. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم. I'll see you next week.